Hi everybody,
Hello,
Tracy and
Raymond.
here, and this is the video that I promised you that we would do. It's about how we met and our story, a little bit about us, so that you know a little bit of our backstory and who we are and where we're from and how we got to where we're at right now and how we got together and just a little bit of the 411 on us. So first of all, I want to start the video off by letting everybody know I'm really sorry that I missed so many of your comments. I didn't know that YouTube was holding a lot of my comments for review. I had so many comments being held for review, and I kept thinking, why doesn't anybody ever comment on my videos? I couldn't understand what that was all about. And then a friend of mine contacted me and said, did you get the message that I sent through on your YouTube? And I said, no, I haven't gotten any comment messages on my YouTube lately. I just maybe one or two, like sporadically, maybe one or two would filter in here and there. And I thought, well, at least I'm getting one or two now and then. So I went into my YouTube studio settings and I found out, I saw so many comments and I approved them all. Well, there were a couple of not nice ones, which I didn't approve those. I won't. Yeah. Just FYI, if you leave a rude comment or something really, really negative, I won't post it because my channel is about being positive, and we're positive people, and no bad words or anything like that. I won't post it. So there was only a couple though, so that was good. I'm very blessed in that manner. But nevertheless, I posted everybody's comment that they left, and I responded to everyone because I remember a long time ago I said, if you leave a comment, I will respond to everybody, and I do. And so I just want to apologize to everybody that had left comments in the past, because YouTube deletes comments after 60 days if they haven't posted. And they never sent me any messages saying that there are comments being held for review for you to approve. I had no idea. So I just wanted to clear the air on that. I'm checking it every day now, so I'm getting a lot more comments. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're getting like 2 or 3 a day.
Yeah. So
at least now.
Yeah. So, okay, so that's out of the way. Okay. I feel better about that. So, about how we met. Ray and I met, we were living in Sonoma County in Northern California. And
the city of Santa Rosa.
Yeah, we were living in Santa Rosa. And Ray lived across the street from me. He lived in a little house with his mom, and I had a cute little place across the street in a complex. It was called Wood Creek Village. And really cute complex. And I moved in there with Aaron, my son that I had. I had a previous marriage that I only stayed married for 9 months because it just wasn't a good match. So I kind of wanted to get it over with and nip it in the bud. So I became a single parent right away. I mean, I was pretty much a single parent. I moved into the place with Aaron, and Ray lived across the street from me, and I was going out on dates. I was dating this one older gentleman. He owned a pasta company in Santa Rosa, and Ray was babysitting for me. His mom said, what did she say? She said,
well, I told my mom, I said, that girl across the street is so pretty. And I looked at her, I'd see her exercising and jump roping and sitting out on her little beach chair and the sun shining on her deck, and I'd just be walking by looking and going, wow, she's so beautiful. So I told my mom, I said, if she ever needs a babysitter, Mom, let her know I'll babysit. I think I was 19.
No, 18.
18, that's right.
We met when you were 18, yeah. And I was 24.
18.
I'm 6 years older. Go ahead.
And sure enough, my mom told Tracy, if you ever go out on dates and stuff, my son will watch your son. And sure enough, Tracy started going out once every few weeks, and I'd come over and babysit 1 or 2 times. And then I told Tracy, I said, you're so pretty, and she said, you're too young for me, and I'll let you say the rest.
Okay, so I was going out on dates with this one guy, and He'd pick me up in his Porsche, and we'd zoom off and go to dinner and stuff like that. And so Ray would babysit. And one night I came home from one of my dates, and Ray said, you know, there's something I need to tell you. And I said, is everything okay with Aaron? She's all right, right? And he said, oh, no, he's fine. He just said, you know, I just wanted to tell you that I just think you're so beautiful. And I said, oh, no. You're too young. You're too young, because I was 24, he was 18. I wasn't interested in him at that point. And I just said, gosh, that's very sweet of you, but you're too young. And I paid him for babysitting, and it was nice. I mean, I wasn't rude or anything. And then he went across the street and he went home. And he babysat a few more times, and then one night I came home from a date and he stayed and we were talking, and I just thought, you know what, he's a really nice guy. You know, he's mature and he's not like a typical 18-year-old. So I thought, wow, he really likes me, and it's so sweet, and he had a really good heart. And so we kind of started seeing each other. So what happened was he would come over to visit me, and his mom thought that I was, remember the cougar ladies? You know, the older women with the younger guys? She was convinced that I was like a cougar and that I was going to like break his heart and, you know, just do bad things. And that's not what happened at all. We kind of fell in love. And
yeah, I was pretty much out of a relationship all through high school. For like 3 years, I had the same girlfriend. And sure enough, she kind of dumped me after she went to college. And then I was kind of like, I was missing the relationships, because I liked having a girl in my life.
And I guess I lived close by. It was convenient.
Tracy was, oh man, she was total opposite of my first girlfriend. My first girlfriend just wanted to watch soap operas and eat fast food. And then Tracy was like, and I loved to exercise, but my girlfriend from high school was not really into it.
So I would be out front jump roping, and so Ray was like, he thought, wow, she's in really good shape. She has a lot of energy. She looks really good, and so he really liked me for that. And I was the total opposite of his girlfriend. I mean, I was teaching aerobics. I was working in a gym, and I was running a lot, jump roping, doing weights. And I would take Aaron with me, my son, and I'd teach an aerobics class, and he'd be in there in the child care center waiting for me, and then I'd grab him and go home and stuff like that. So anyway, Ray started sneaking out over with his pillow and spending the night. And his mom caught him. And
she told me, if I keep going over there, I'm going to have to move out or move in with her, because she's got tired of me coming over, leaving the house at night and coming over back in the morning. So
Ray said, okay, I'm going to move in with her.
If you said it was okay, and you said okay.
I said okay.
As long as we moved to a place that was...
but we lived right across the street from his mother.
Away from her.
Come on now, that's too close for comfort, right? So I went to the manager. His name was Jerry Brown, and I told him that I wanted to relocate to another unit. I wanted to, if there was any other openings within the complex. And sure enough, one became available in the front. And so we moved into that one together. And we lived there for about a year, didn't we?
Yeah, at least a year.
About a year. And then we dated, you know, and lived together, and well, we lived together and dated. And then it was for like 2 years.
Yeah,
before we got
almost
married.
Almost 2.5, yeah.
Yeah, because we got...
86 is when we met, and 88 is when we got married, September 17th, 1988.
Yeah, we got married on September 17th, 1988. We got married at the Asti Vineyards, and we were the last wedding to be held there. And it was a beautiful outdoor wedding, and it was a beautiful day. And Ray cried when I walked down the aisle, and I saw him crying, and I started laughing.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, it was great, because the people who put on the food display for us was our bosses. Actually, I worked in the restaurant business, and Tracy did too. She was a waitress.
Yeah.
And Tracy mentioned that Sharon and Jim of Doe's Cafe had an opening for a cook, and I was cooking in all these other restaurants.
Yeah.
I did for 7 years, and sure enough, I came over. I was the cook, and Tracy was the waitress.
Yeah, we both ran the restaurant. We actually we ran the restaurant for them, and I worked out front, and Ray cooked in the back, and it was really busy, and we did really well, and we had a really good following of customers. They loved our energy. Ray was excellent cook. He still does cook. He does the cooking. I don't have to cook. I've never had to cook. So
I still love to cook.
We've been married 35 years, and I've never had to cook. So I do cleaning, I do laundry.
She does the dishes, the cleaning, the laundry, housework,
and Ray would handle the kitchen and all the stuff that needed to go on around the house.
And what we needed to buy, I'd purchase.
Yeah, and so we ended up having a wonderful life together, and of course, as you can see, we still do. We lived in India. We went to India, and we lived there for almost close to a year in Mysore, and that's where we got Princess Fiona. We rescued her there and brought her back, and we had to go for had been in India for 6 months, and we had to leave the country to do a visa run. And our friends Chris and Warren asked us if we'd ever been to Thailand because it was close by and we could do that and then come back, and we had never been there. I think I mentioned this in another video that I did, but anyway, for all the new people, thank you for subscribing. We came to Thailand, and we went to Bangkok, and we fell in love with it. And so we ended up going back to India and living the rest of the time there, and then coming back to the U.S. And Ray went back to work at UPS. Ray worked for United Parcel Service for many years, 25 years.
How I got the job was funny because Tracy's waitressing at Doe's Cafe,
the restaurant,
and our restaurant was right around the corner from the UPS building. And the 3 bosses come in, and they were coming in like once a month, right?
No. They came in. They came in all the time for coffee. And one day
they were big shots. They always came in their suits.
Yeah.
UPS has always had a rapport of dressing nice, polishing their shoes. Even the supervisors looked very sharp.
So they would come in and they would have coffee and breakfast, and I would, be my charming waitress self that I was, because I was good at my job and Ray was good at his job, and so we were a good team.
Yeah, we were content.
And I went back to the kitchen and I said to Ray, those guys, the supervisors are out there again for UPS. You should go talk to them and see if you can get a job with them. I think it'd be a really good job for you. And so you did. You went out there.
Back in '89, October of '89, like a few months before, after we got married, we wanted to have a child. We wanted to have babies, and I knew UPS had good insurance, but I didn't know how much they got paid. But Tracy says you should just go out and see if you can get a job, even if it's just part-time. And sure enough, they told me to come in every day, fill out a postcard, and if they ever want to hire, they pull from the envelope, this envelope that they collect like every week with all the postcards, and then they'll send it out with an interview date. So sure enough, within like a month, I got an interview for a part-time job, and I did it for only 6 months, and I got hired as a part-timer. And after 6 months, I became a full-time driver because they built a Petaluma building. So instead of staying in Santa Rosa, they were going to offer me a driving job because it was creating more driving time. So I went ahead and took their driving job and commuted to Petaluma from Santa Rosa.
So he had a really good career for many years with United Parcel Service, and he, in fact, he retired in January, and we arrived here in Thailand February 2nd, and we sold everything we owned in the United States, and we knew that this is what we wanted to do. Luckily, we were both on the same page. I'm getting comments about people that say, you guys are a rare, commodity in Thailand because mainly it's the Farang men with Thai women. You really don't see that many, white women with white men, or, Italian women with Italian men. It's normally a man with a Thai woman. Although we do have quite a number of friends that are married couples and they're the same race.
We do see a lot of couples too that we
I do
run
see quite a
into.
few here.
Yeah, we have many friends.
But anyway, so we both decided that we wanted to move here. We knew that it was a good option for us with his pension because he gets a nice pension from United Parcel Service, and we were both on the same page on that. And so we're having a beautiful life here. We have 2 sons. One together, Oliver, he's 32 and he is still in California, and he has a really nice job. He works, I won't give too much information about him because he's a very private person, but he's a really good young man. And then we have an older son, Aaron, and we have 5 grandchildren. We have Kylie, Marley, Liliana, Alani, and Solomon. And they live in Sparks, Nevada. And we were able to spend were we there a year or 2 years? A year and a half?
Yeah, a year and a half.
About a year and a half. We were able to spend time, about a year and a half with them a few years ago, and help, spend time with them and just help out, because our daughter-in-law had gotten very sick. She had a brain aneurysm and she pulled through, and she's doing well now. And they're all doing really well. Our son Aaron is 39 and he has a really good job, and they're just a really good family, and their kids are all into sports and they are straight A students. So we're very proud of them, and we miss them very much, but we communicate online and text back and forth, and we talk whenever we can. So that's that. So yeah, we had a wonderful little love story, and we wanted to share that with you guys. Ray is from Santa Rosa, California. He was born there, and both of our sons are born in Santa Rosa. Aaron and Oliver were both born in the same hospital in Santa Rosa. I'm from Southern California. I was adopted when I was 6 months old. My parents weren't really the best. I never met them, but they used me in a bank robbery as a human shield when they robbed a bank when I was a baby. And
that's not the only thing your
everyone
dad
says
got
to me,
into trouble.
You should write a book, Tracy. I don't think I'll be writing a book, but I will share my story with you. I'm a very lucky person. I never went into foster care. The police, after the bank robbery, I was lying on the bed. This was in Long Beach, and they broke the door down, and there were loaded rifles on either side of me, but my dad and my mom went with them, and they didn't want to put me in harm's way after that, and luckily nothing happened to me. I was taken immediately, and I was adopted through a private adoption. There was a woman, and she used to babysit me, and she adopted me. And I lived in Palos Verdes in Redondo Beach. I don't know if you know that area. It's a very, very affluent area. There are multi-billion-dollar mansions there now. And when I lived there, our home overlooked the ocean. And I was very, very blessed. We moved to Orange County when I was a little bit older, and I grew up in Orange County and went to high school and elementary school there. Well, not high school, junior high school. And when I was going into high school, my parents moved us up to Northern California to a town called Sebastopol. And it's a beautiful little town, and it's about, how many miles from Santa Rosa?
Oh, it's just 5 miles.
Yeah, about 5 or 10 miles.
Yes.
And they bought 5 acres there, and my sister and I were a little bit in shock because we grew up on the beach in Orange County, and we loved the beach. Let me tell you, we went every weekend, and we just stayed all day. And the beaches were different in Northern California. It's cold there, but really beautiful. We were grateful that we moved up there. Our parents were only doing the best for us, and I had very good parents. So I had a good upbringing, And I have a sister, Mary, and she is a few years older than me. She was born in 59. I was born in 61. So I just turned 62 on September 22nd. And when we were living after my parents passed away, Ray wanted me to find my birth parents. And so he actually did find out about my birth parents.
Yeah, I found it on Ancestry.com.
Yeah.
Because your mom, Marjorie, she would throw out her dad's name every once in a while.
Yeah, my dad's name.
She would slip, and because she really didn't ever tell us a lot about him.
She didn't, but she always told me that I was adopted. I always knew that I was adopted, and I do remember when I was very young, I said, "Mom, you know, who do I look like? Do I look like my mom or my dad or what?" And she said, "You look go if you want to know what your mom looks like." I think that's what she said. Go look in the mirror. You look exactly like your mother. And sure enough, when Ray found out about them,
yeah, there was like 26 articles about your mom and your dad.
When we saw the pictures, when I saw the picture of my mom in the newspaper because of the bank robbery, and they got into a lot of trouble, my mom and dad. They did a lot of really bad things, but I am the spitting image of my mother. My height, my build, my face. I had at one point the same kind of hairstyle she wore. I'm inserting pictures throughout this video, and you'll see. I didn't know that I had 2 sisters and 2 brothers. I had an older sister, Michelle, and we're very close. We keep in contact. She's in San Pedro. And then there was a brother, his name was Guy, but he got into some, I think it was turpentine when he was very young. Our mother, because we had the same mother, but we all have different fathers. You see, my mother had me with my dad, and then my sisters and my brothers have different fathers, but the same mother. So it's quite a situation. Guy ended up dying. It was a really bad thing that happened to him, and I never met him. But I did meet Tiffany, and she.
The youngest.
Yeah, Tiffany's the youngest, and then Michael, and he's right below me, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And then there's you.
And then. Well, Michelle. There's Michelle, and I think it was Guy, and then me, and then Michael, and Tiffany, or it's Tiffany and Michael.
Yeah, Michael's over.
It's hard to keep track of everything, but Michelle and I are the closest out of the whole group. We really clicked when we met, and it's like, imagine growing up and never knowing that you have these brothers and sisters, and then just meeting them all of a sudden. It's hard to just really, become really close and, oh, I love you, when you never knew each other your whole life. But I did click with my sister Michelle, and my brother and my other sister are all doing very well. They're all in Southern California. And anyway, without divulging too much of their information too, they're doing really well. So Ray will tell you now about.
Oh, like Tracy said, I was born in Santa Rosa. I was there probably all the way till we went to San Rafael back in '94.
And you have how many brothers?
I have an older brother, Lee, and a younger brother, Kerry. And Kerry's he's a bus driver. I think he actually trains people in the school buses.
He lives in Santa Rosa, and your brother Lee lives
up in Illinois, and also has a home out in Michigan. And they're doing well. Yeah, he's a professor and part of the college in Champaign, Illinois. Yeah. And Kerry, he's just worked his way up to becoming a trainer for the bus system, for the school buses in Sonoma County.
So we've been very blessed, and our kids and everyone, luckily, we're all in good health and we're all happy. And we just really wanted to share our story with you so you could get to know a little bit about us. Yeah, so we love living in Thailand. We've said it before, we'll say it again. And we made no mistake moving here. We were on the same page to do that. And we are all settled in our beautiful little amethyst cottage. And our dogs are happy here. And life is good.
And I do want to give a thanks to a little story with UPS. I made it all the way till 2007, and Tracy and I were thinking about moving to another area up near Sacramento where the homes were half the prices than in Marin. And we ended up there in '07, and the economy kind of took a dump. So I ended up having a little time off from UPS because they weren't hiring, because I got laid off when I transferred.
Yeah.
And they said, well, you'll have to just reapply. And it took a long time to get back on. It took me almost 10 or 11 years because I had to try to keep a job, and I was using my commercial license that I got in 2000 from UPS the first time around. And I ended up getting my job back thanks to my dear friend from San Rafael, Batong Briones, and he was in the sleeper teams, number 7 out of 200 drivers in North Bay, and he told me, Ray, there's a job opening, they're hiring off the street at UPS here. And sure enough, I dropped everything and took the job right after we left Sparks, Nevada, and moved back to the Bay Area. And I did three and a half more years to receive my pension. And that's really a blessing to be able to make it and get my full pension with UPS.
Yeah. That was a real stroke of luck, let me tell you. We never thought that he was going to get that, because when we had to go to Nevada, Ray had to walk away from his job at UPS. They wouldn't transfer him because there was a lot of red tape, but
yeah, I did get back on as a part-timer down in Southern California.
Yeah, but in Nevada, he couldn't get back on. They wouldn't hire him.
They wouldn't. I couldn't. When my daughter-in-law got sick, when we were living down in Southern Cal, in Palm Springs, I was working at the center there, and sure enough, they said I couldn't transfer because it was my daughter-in-law and not my daughter. So I just dropped everything and went to Sparks, Nevada, and hoped that I'd get on there, but it just wasn't happening.
So long story short, he was very lucky to get his job back.
A year and a half later from Batong.
And you only had to put in 3 years?
Three and a half years.
3.5 years, and ta-da, we're here in Thailand.
Look at, because I'd still be probably working.
He would be. He would be.
And I'd have to wait till I was 65 to get my full pension at UPS.
And he made good money, but you can't spend it when you're dead.
No,
right?
No, not at all.
So
I walked away from a lot of money, but you know what? This is more important.
Life is more important.
Sharing it, because UPS owns you. When you do 60, 70-hour weeks.
Well, any job owns you in the U.S.
I went from California to Florida every week for the 2 years with Batong, driving the big rigs, and it was.
He would be gone all week long, and then he would come home for 2 days, and then he'd have to take off and go again. Yeah. And I was always a nervous wreck because, come on, you're driving across country in an 18-wheeler, and the wheels never stop, really. Just to fuel up and maybe stop and take your shower, because they were a sleeper team. One's sleeping, one's driving. Yeah,
I drove 11 hours, and while Batong slept 11, and we'd switch drivers, and
it was
the
grueling.
Other one was off.
It was grueling.
But we got to Florida in like 2.5 days, and then got right back to California.
So anyway, we have quite a little love story, and we are so happy together even after all these years. Everyone has their ups and downs. We do too, but we have more ups than downs, let me tell you. Yeah. We have a lot of fun. We love to laugh. We have so much in common. We love to go to the gym and work out. We love to eat the same things. We like to go the same places. We have the same interests in so many different things that it's just like we were meant to be.
Yeah, and it's so stress-free.
It is.
So stress-free.
Yeah. So anyway, I hope we weren't too boring. I hope you enjoyed our story. And I also like to say thank you. I have 1,424. I think 1424 or 1428 this morning when I woke up,
Wow.
subscribers. Thank you so much.
Wow,
I'm always
so
going to tell you
much.
guys thank you because I appreciate you so much. It's just so much fun. And it validates what I'm doing, you know. It makes it feel like it's worth it.
Yeah,
so
we want to share this just because we want people to know how
much fun we're
awesome
having. Yeah.
you can
So if you
live.
guys have any ideas on any videos that you would like us to do, we can try and, you know, put that in the queue. We don't travel out too far right now because Mango, our puppy, is still going through his little puppyhood and with his checkups and stuff like that. But once he's older, we'll be doing a lot more. I've said it before. You guys know. We'll be doing more later on. Baby steps. We live here now, so we're going to take it slow, okay? So we'll do little videos here and there just so you can get to see what we love to do and who we are. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
So you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll get this video up, and I hope that you enjoy it, all the photos, and I'm going to include a lot of fun things.
Yes.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you.
Have a beautiful day. Take care of yourselves and each other, wherever you are in the world. We love you.
Yeah, I love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.